September 26th, in the cosmic battle to determine the fate of Stormbringer, the sword that is the sum of all evils. This sword is plunging towards the star Aminar. That's the sun at the heart of the D&D campaign that we call Dubzaron. It used to be called, I don't know what it was called. It's the official campaign of the Adventure Conqueror King system by Autark. Highly, very worth a look. A friend of mine is running a D&D campaign there where Stormbringer, long story short, has been thrown into the heart of the sun. The problem is the sun is not just a glowing ball of gas. It is a literal god. I'm using the Feathered Serpent. A better real-world analog would be Ra for old Aminar, but I don't have a Ra figure, so we're just making do with what we got. As you can see, the Forces of Darkness are very close to the MacGuffin, as are the Forces of Light. These two lesser war beasts, on our last turn, double-teamed, they tag-teamed this unit of Greater War Beasts, drove them off. The Greater War Beasts have recovered, they are battered, but the Forces of Light were unable to capitalize. Our hero blocked at the last moment. This might look really good to you if you're not familiar with the rules we're using. We are using Dragon Rampant, and one of the things with Dragon Rampant is that some units are harder to control than others. Unfortunately for the Forces of Darkness, these two units are those kind of units. This is a unit of, and let me tell you exactly what it represents, because this came about as part of a D&D campaign. These guys are actually, they are 100 wyverns with riders. See, these are from irregular miniatures, and you can kind of see they look a little bit like that. They've got a dark demon leading them. These are Astral Sharks, 2,700 of those. They have the same power, 27 sharks, one wyvern. It's about the same, I guess. Now, the problem that these guys have is they have to charge the nearest figure, which means they are going to ignore, this is the problem, you're sending beasts up, and they are going to ignore the whole point of the exercise. Let's start with these guys. They are going to be rolling an attack roll. They have to charge the nearest. That is this unit of, they are classed in like campaign terms as veteran horse archers. They are light riders. Be that as it may, our 100 wyverns are cunning. Let's see, they're venomous and they fly. But the big thing is, because they are attacking, they need to roll a 5 or better in order to activate. And with a 9, they will. So we are going to have a fight on our hands. Kapow. Except, wait a minute, no, we're not. Maybe we don't. Because, let me bring these guys back to where they were. Our light riders have an attribute called Skirmish and Evade. What that means is, looking at my cheat sheet here, Evade says, on a 7-up, when charged, to make a skirmish targeting the charger. In other words, if I can roll a 7 or better, these guys are going to take a pot shot and then run away. And with a 7, they succeed. These guys are going to shoot. They are going to, do they have any special abilities as far as rerolling? They get to reroll any missed hits. They only hit on 6s. They are still at full strength. We're going to roll 12. They're going to get a total of 1, 2, 3 hits altogether. And then we'll reroll the misses, and that's going to score them an additional 3 hits. These guys, I bumped the one, don't worry about it, even the extra one. These guys now are going to take, because they have an armor of 3, so they take a total of 2 wounds, which will remove 1 base. Then they have to make a courage check, and with a result of a 3, they are going to be battered. This is a positive number, so they have to flee a half a move back. That's 3 inches for them. And they earn the red gem of Rutro Raggy. On their next turn, they're going to have to make a morale check. But because these guys did an evade order, they also have to fade back a total of 3 inches to here. Here's how the situation ends. We've got our wyverns have pulled back to here, and our skirmishers have pulled back to here without taking a single hit. I don't think our wyverns have any special abilities that might help them, do they? Nope, cunning, venomous, flying, that's all they got. So we have to check these guys. Now these guys are Astral Sharks. They are going to have to attack the nearest group of figures. And I think, to be honest with you, that's about 4.5 to Mandino, oddly enough. I think the nearest unit is this foot unit right here. So we check, and on a 6 or better, we get a 6. They are going to swim on over. And they're, you stupid beasts. You could have grabbed it and got away clean. But this is that kind of risk-benefit analysis, right? They're fast. They're kind of tough, but they're also kind of dumb. So we're going to run another combat over here. And I think this time we're just going to roll first, and then we'll figure out who does what next. So there's your blue dice, or your red dice for the forces of chaos, and here's our blue dice for the forces of law. The lesser war beasts are still going to be hitting on a 4-up because they are... Oh, you know what? I should check here, though. Those are heavy foot. Do they have any kind of counter? Nope, they do not. So the lesser war beasts are hitting on 4s. The heavy foot are going to be also hitting on 4s. These guys are defensively minded, so we can pull out our groups of 4s. 4, 4, 4. So we got a total of 5 hits on that side. And on this side, we got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. Then we need to check the armor. And for those heavy foot, they have an armor of 3. Everybody has an armor of 3. So that becomes 2 hits for you to 1 hit for you. And that means these guys take 1. And these guys take 2. Then we have to make our morale checks. Let me check that heavy infantry. Oh! I stand corrected. They have an armor value of 4, which means it's only 1 hit for the heavy infantry. That means both teams have to make a morale check, and we'll just go ahead and roll. We'll re-roll that. A 7 is going to be fine, and a 6 I think is also going to be fine. Oh, this becomes a 6, but they've got a hero nearby, so it goes back up to a 7. They're good. The 5, the 6... becomes because of the -2 for the wounds, the 6 becomes a 4. They have a courage of 4. They are also fine, but they are going to be driven off a half a move, which is, for them, 3 inches. 1, 2, 3. Kablow to there. So 2 wounds makes it a lot harder. But because they pass their check, they are not battered. That is the end of the compulsory moves for the forces of chaos. Now we're going to do the voluntary moves. Our greater war beasts, we're going to start them off. They get a +1 to activate. They are absolutely going to move up 5 full inches from here to here. Then we're going to try to move this unit of elite foot up. And on a result of a 5, normally they activate on they move on a 5 up, so they will move on a 5 up as well here, I guess. I mean, it's just normal. They get the +1 for being close to their general. These guys also, on a 6, they are going to be able to move up 3 inches. 1, 2, 3. I have another unit of lesser war beasts down here. We're going to nominate these guys. Nope, first we're going to move... She's going to move up for 3 inches, and then that's going to give these guys a bonus to their ability to move. They can move a total of 6 inches up to here. No, I'm going to bring them around this way, actually. This may seem a little odd, but we're going to try to sweep around that way, since these guys are likely going to be distracted. This will give us a little bit more ability to chase after anybody that thinks they're going to take our Stormbringer. Then we're going to move... let's go ahead and move our shooters up next. Result of an 8, they're going to be able to move 3 inches up to here. And I want to keep them within 3. And then again, we've got this unit of heavy foot on a 6. They'll pivot and move up like so. And the last guy that has to go is going to be our leader. And with a 6, he is going to move up 3 inches. And that's going to make it a lot easier to get our flying lobsters into the fight. All right, last time we tried to bring Mandonio up first, and we whiffed big time. This time, we're going to bring our Light Riders up. Again, we want them to run interference. We're going to put them right in the center. With an 8, they will be able to move their 5 inches, and that buys us some security. These war beasts aren't going to be able to move next turn because they are going to be recovering, but regardless of what happens, we've got a unit up front. We can start running a screenplay, right? Then we're going to try to move our riders up, and with a result of a 3, we are going to fail once again. Things are getting very interesting here, guys. I know it looks like the forces of light have the odds-on favorite, but now they are in trouble because if they can't get Mandonio up to grab this thing and run around the back next turn, I think they're really going to be hurting. The overwhelming weight of numbers is going to begin to tell fairly quickly. Not only that, but remember we have a limited number of game turns, so that could influence things as well. We are done here today. Till tomorrow, the 27th. I'm praying for you.